In this first part of tutorial, we will learn about basics of illustration art while sketching the lady in the cloud by illustrator Ishan Karelia.
I'm using Procreate right now. This is the fifth version that they're doing. And Procreate is soon going to release something that is very amazing. You can draw in 3D spatial area. So I'm kind of looking forward to that update. Yeah, so that is there. I'm using Procreate version 5.
Can you actually tell about Procreate and how what are the tools are used in Procreate?
Okay, so Procreate basically is a software that as you can know, I'm using it for digital illustrations. And just a little bit of background. I don't like to have a whole setup that you have to have a color palette, colors, watercolors, brushes, and everything. So that is why I kind of shifted onto digital art. It's like you have inspiration, you can just sketch it down. So I'm using a Procreate Apple Pencil that is here right now. There are two versions, but both of them are good. This is the latest version right now, and I'd say this is very good because I used the previous one as well, and this is good because it has pressure sensitivity. So whenever I have a normal pencil, 6B pencil setting right now, as you can see. So what happens is when I'm drawing, I am applying pressure and then I apply more pressure. So there is difference in how thick or how bold the stroke is going on. So so this is there. This is a benefit that with this pencil that I don't have to manage how thick I'm drawing. I can just pressurize my pencil. So coming on to the brush settings, I actually, you can see there's a brush set called Ishan. I actually made my whole personal brush set. Basically, there are many brushes. For sketching, there are many different texturized. So over here, when you see peppermint is more like when you see, it's more you can see it's like grains falling onto some area. But for me, I've been using 6B pencils and it's very easy for me. So when you see, you can see that there is a lot of noise inside there, but it's actually in the very area itself. It's not scattering out. So 6B pencil is something that I've been using regularly. So coming on to my own personal set, there's 6B pencil and there is a chalk pencil. So what it does, it gives you a very, very good texture on your whole painting. And then we have the noise brush. Who doesn't like noise? Everyone adds noise in their images, so that's there. And this syrup brush is something that pours onto your canvas. Like when you're drawing, it just pours. It gives you a poury feeling. So that is there. And I usually use this brush for erasing. So I'll tell you the fun fact that you'll only find in Procreate. Suppose I draw something, I want to rub it in some texture or something. I can rub it in either the brush that just a second. I can rub it in the brush that I used. I can rub it in the noise setting that I used. And I can even rub it in my 6B pencil edition. So it gives me a lot of variety. Sorry?
That's great. Actually, we don't actually see such an unique
Yeah, this is
tool, I
very
guess.
unique. Yeah, I've been using this with a lot of my illustrations. And one more thing that this software has unique is if I draw something like this, there is this smudge option that I want something to smudge with some other background or something.
Yeah.
So I can smudge it in different type of pencil shades as well. Now this is rubbing it in 6B shade. I want it to be rubbed in noise. I want a noisy texture. So it gives, I can rub it in a noisy manner as well. So this is smudging in different brush styles. So yeah, that's there. And to come to basics, this is the normal pencil that I use. And this is a thickness and reducer, that thing you can see there. And this is the opacity. I can even reduce and increase the opacity while I'm drawing. So these are normal functions that are there. And there are features that you can use in this that gives you Canvas edition, that is drawing guide. It gives you a whole grid so that you could draw specifically as you see, as you've seen that you want to draw something very sized and in grid manner so that you can draw it like that. I don't usually go with grids because I just like to go with rough lines. So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of models right now who just have their collarbones out, have their face looking towards another side. It's really beautiful. So I'll go for something like that. So this is the layer section where I can add a layer and I can edit only the things on that layer. So this is a feature that this feature you'll find, I guess, on all design softwares, Adobe Illustrator, or Autodesk Sketchbook. For people who don't have iPads, they can use Autodesk Sketchbook, which I was using previously. I recently just updated on this. It's been a few months me using Procreate. So yeah. So let's get into it. I just usually like to go with flow. I just see what kind of lines I like. Recently I don't like them as a perfectly shaped structures. I just go with abstract body shapes that make the whole person look good. And this is the classic method of drawing a face, guys. Draw your circles.
And so this is an imaginary face you are going to draw, right?
Yeah. This is an imaginary face right now. So these are just some random hairstyles that I try. Right now, I've just been going around with flowy open hair. I don't do a lot of closed hair. And don't ask me why I draw a lot of girls, because I don't know, I guess it's a thing. Everyone draws girls.
That's true. Yeah, so which for me, I don't using right now?
Sorry? I'm using 6B right now. I'm using 6B, and that is something that is very rough, gives me more of a feeling that I'm actually drawing on a paper. So I use 6B pencil. So this is that. And about drawing guys, I don't know why I don't draw guys a lot, because they are hard. I guess the features just are very different from the women's one. When we draw women, it's a lot of curvy lines, but when we are drawing guys, it's a lot of edgy lines. So it's kind of hard for me to pinpoint what I actually want to draw or how I want to draw guys. So I'm getting there. I'm trying how to draw guys. Let's see.
Yeah, for me also, I guess like drawing girls are pretty easy, because like showing beauty gets very keen and sophisticated when you're drawing a girl, rather than showcasing a boy, because then you have to be picture perfect, or else it does not look good.
Yeah. Drawing girls is actually cool. You can even impress me.
Okay, why haven't you actually done the back part of your head? Like you have just kept a rough line there?
Oh, I just go with whatever I like, yes, sir. Whatever part. It's like I see this part and then I'm like, oh, it's not looking good. Let me work on that. And then I'm like, okay, let me work on that other part. So a quick tip here right now. After you draw your circle now, you can actually add this line over here and make two bumps upper. It's like a small bump. It's like a speed breaker. So it gives you angle and it gives you a bit of dimension to the head, and it gives you more 3D-ness to the hair, and it makes it look good. So yeah. So for the face part, I don't know what kind of a face features I kind of like to do. So it's basically just me playing around with a few lines. Oh, one more fact. When you give angle to the screen with your pencil, you can actually kind of get a different kind of textures as well. See, like suppose this is me drawing a small line and me giving it a bit of a smudge with a different angle. So like me drawing like this or me drawing like this gives it a difference. So this is a benefit that comes with the latest Apple Pencil edition. Yeah.
Actually, it gives you a feel of you're actually drawing on your paper, and also one more like the thing you're doing right now, you can zoom in and draw, which we can't actually do it on a paper when we're drawing.
Yeah. Drawing with hands actually gives you a lot of freedom, I guess. It might not give you a lot of perfection, maybe what actually Adobe Illustrator gives you as, but this gives you a lot of control over what you're drawing.
Also, when you're actually drawing on paper, you have to actually get everything. Like, okay, I need this pencil, I need rubber, I need all the colors present on my stick, and then we are arranging it for half an hour, 1 hour, and then we are actually start drawing.
That is actually a very rigorous process, and I'm like, you just lose the process. You're like, I don't want to do it, and then you kind of get out of the whole zone. I want to draw something. I like to go with small noses. Sometimes big noses are also cool. Just go with the circle concept, I guess. It's like you just draw circles and see what goes with it.
So this is the rough sketch, or this is the final one. Like, do you also like mostly when I've seen, they actually do a rough sketch first, and then they actually make a one more sketch on it. So are you
Yeah. So
going to make?
that is called the final line art that we do. So this is just like a simple sketch that I do. What you can actually do is there's this feature. Go on the layer section. Use 2 fingers to double tap on it, and you can just increase and decrease the opacity of it. So after this happens, you go on to another layer, and then you actually fine line it. What is where and how do you want it to be?
Paper, I would say, like, we are first taking a pencil and then drawing, and then we're actually adding colors in with a new layer add on it.
You could call it more like you have as a rough sketch, and you then trace it on another paper using maybe a glass and light setting, but this is more easier to do.
Okay, could you draw that lips again? Like, I first actually thought that you are doing just the upper part, and then you actually completed that as the complete lips.
Yeah. Actually, the thing with my me drawing lips is the upper lip is something that is the most dominant, and which attracts the uh, whole attraction of the whole thing. The illustration is the top part of the lip, and if it's very attractive and it's very bold, so even in a lot of illustrations that I do, you'll see that all my upper lips are very dark. They are water dark, and the lower one are very light because I want to draw attention to that, and also that it's at the center of the whole illustration, so it needs to draw attention.
Okay, great. But if we look at the human anatomy, we would say that the lower lips are actually bigger. So
I know.
Yeah, I guess.
But that's the thing,
Yeah.
Different people, different artists do it differently. Some people like to do it like very perfectly to the anatomy, but some people like to do it abstract. And you can see how different people make lips, or how differently people make their eyes, noses, and everything.
And then here, how would you determine that you are actually doing it perfectly, and or you are not messing around? Like, mostly when you are doing a body sketch, it happens that okay, we start drawing one part and then it gets too tiny, but you have actually completed it very nicely and you don't want to rub it and draw it again. So how do you actually determine that we are actually in proportions and not messing around?
I guess it's not about proportion when you're making stuff. Something that I've realized while drawing, like while seeing a lot of stuff, is many people choose to do it according to the perfect way. Like the eye should be very symmetrical, and how people make the lips and noses. But I guess it changes, like how people want it to be.
Okay, this is such a cool option which you just did. You can copy and paste it.
It's not copy paste actually. It's more like this is a select feature.
Okay.
I can just select the area that I want to affect drawing into. Now, then the best thing is after selecting the area, I cannot just move it or change the shape of it. Like for example, I can increase the size and decrease the size, but I can also just draw in that area. It gives me that freedom. Yeah, I can only draw only in the selected area. This is, I guess, this is called the grabber function.
Oh, okay. In Photoshop, actually, Adobe everything, it's called selection tool, where you actually select a particular area which you want to affect, and you can do what you want there.
Now there's another feature on my pencil. If I draw something, and if I double tap on my pencil, I can start rubbing it.
Oh, that's great.
So it's like a very quick tool that I don't want to go and select a rubber, and I don't want. I can just quickly tap on this thing. So this is, I guess, I'm done with the whole basics layout of the whole thing. I'll just go on and start lining it out now.
Hope you enjoyed this first part of tutorial. Stay tuned for the next one. We are coming soon.